this little fly.
There is a fly here. You saw that, right?
Like.
You scared of flies now?
Yeah, you didn't see the fly?
I'm scared, but I'm just
No, but
like,
it was pretty thick. It's a chunky one.
I'm just like, we were here for a while. Like,
I never saw it.
He did not decide to fly until now. But
Ready for his thing.
ADD moment right now.
Definitely.
Welcome to the least favorite podcast featuring
Natalie.
and
Denzel.
let's go.
Is there anything in my teeth?
No, you're good.
You're good too.
Yeah, I haven't eaten. Like,
Huh?
I'm good.
Just checking, because one time you had something in your teeth and you were really upset about it on the podcast.
Gabby, we moved past that last year.
Well, I want to check for me too.
We've healed from that horrendous situation.
Sorry to
No,
trigger
it's
you.
fine. You're right. You're
That's
fine,
trauma.
ass.
You're bringing up old traumas at the beginning of the episode. Okay.
Oh, we started. All right, so welcome to another episode. Today we have Gabby with us. So Gabby used to be my roommate in grad school, my first year. And yeah, I was actually thinking about it today in the shower because I was like, yo, like Gabby was like the best thing to happen to me in my first year. Like at first I was like, this girl's kind of weird. Because I had never met someone like Gabby. Like she was like super friendly. I was moving in my shit into my dorm, and I remember she just came and was like, hi, I'm Gabby. Like, I have this room and whatever. Nice to meet you. She said hi to my parents, my uncle.
In
I think you were.
Spanish? I forget it.
No, it was in English.
Oh, it was in English.
Yeah. And then you came back, and I had asked you where a building was on campus. And you were like, oh, I'm going out now. But, like, you described where it was, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of a visual person. And you were like, oh, yeah, me too. Like, I'll draw you a map. And in my head, I'm like, this girl is not about to come back and have a map waiting for me. Like, I thought she was just talking shit. So I'm like.
She really came back with a map?
Yo, she went out. Because I don't know. You had like an event, I think, with SGA.
Yeah.
And I woke up the next morning and there was a map under my door. And she drew where the building was. And we actually walked and you took me one day over there. And yeah, but I was like for me to already be outside of my comfort zone in Long Island, away from my family, and like not knowing how to navigate campus or anything, like I know you're not a big religious person, but I feel like God put you in my life at that time to like guide me through, and I felt like a pro after that.
Yeah, I hit the violins for that.
Stop. No, but for real, like Gabby was always, and I've always told, like even you, I used to always say like how much I loved you and how like sad I was when you left.
Oh, we were
So,
really
like,
sad. We
yeah.
were like crying.
We were crying.
After one semester together.
And it was just one semester. It wasn't even the whole year.
Yeah.
So yeah, but thank you for being you. And yeah.
Well, I consider you my big sister that I never had.
So yeah. So we're gonna start now. That was our moment.
So that's how you know Gabby?
That's how we know Gabby.
Okay.
That's how we know. That's how I know Gabby.
Yeah.
Yes. yes. So what do you guys want to start with first?
You
The Clark
MC?
Kent thing?
You the
It doesn't
MC?
even matter. It doesn't even matter.
All
The
right.
juicy one.
All right. So let's start with the Clark Kent one. So the new Superman.
Time to get canceled.
Clark, why? Clark, what are you about to say right now? Okay, we'll see. Clark Kent's son, John, comes out as bi. DC Comics confirmed.
I have a question. Before
Yes.
we dive in deep into this, right?
Okay.
I'm not really big on the comic. Like, I'm not big in the comic world.
Okay, yes, me either.
Was that really Superman's son's name?
First of all, I didn't even know that Superman had a son.
Me neither. But
So
my
let's
thing
start there.
is that really like Superman's
Well, he's
son?
the comic expert.
And was he always bisexual? Was that in the original script?
Yes.
Or is that
You don't
just
remember
added in?
Even one of the movies, Superman movies, the one with damn, what was the dude's name that played him? It was before the most recent Man of Steel one. It was the movie. He had a son in that movie. So yes, Superman had kids in comic books. Batman's have kids. Like there's different universes and like alternate realities.
But
So,
was he always bisexual though?
I would say
Is that like a new add-in, like for the
Yeah.
Or
recent
did they give
times?
him, like, maybe they didn't have it explicitly, but like there was like little comments in the comics that made
Not
it
that
seem
I'm
like
aware
he
of.
could be
I
gay
read like
or
every
bi.
damn comic, but I like try
Okay.
to just keep up with stuff, like
Okay.
storylines and stuff. But
And
not
that wasn't a
I'm aware of.
storyline.
They've been doing that with comic book characters recently.
Have
in
they?
recent
Who else
years.
has? Who
With-
other
gay.
like
I gotta
superhero?
Look, there's one in the
I just recently
a
found
movie.
out Robin was gay too.
One of those.
See, that was always a joke. But was that ever confirmed, really?
Depends. There was multiple Robins. There wasn't just
I
one
can't
Robin.
keep up with.
See what I'm saying?
Nah.
I'm not
Because
in
there's
the comic
multiple
world, so I
Jokers,
don't know.
And there's multiple.
No. I mean multiple. There's Dick Grayson Robin. There's so one of like Batman's kids was there's different characters,
okay.
like people with different names in the
Okay.
Batman universe that actually played
Okay.
Robin. You know, one was actually killed by the Joker.
Why is
One
that?
grew up to become Nightwing.
Like, why is it that they have multiple of the same character? Like, isn't that confusing?
No, because so it's like you got to think about it. Comics have been around since like the 60s or 70s. So a different writer or author will take over the comic and he'll expand the universe and put his spin to the story.
Okay.
What if Batman had a kid? What if Batman got old?
Oh,
so it's like different. Yeah. So
this
they
is just
have-
another spin now.
Yes, there's different.
okay, so that
so
makes
yeah,
sense.
don't
It's
look
like the
at
next
it.
season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So
Okay.
don't look at it just as like it's the same Superman that you probably knew
Okay.
from
Yeah.
Superman comic issue
Right.
1, and this is 1 million episode kind of thing. You know what I mean?
See, that actually sounds interesting
dynamic,
that there
it's
are
not static.
multiple.
Correct. Yes.
It's like an ongoing story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes like they, especially with DC. So I believe it's called like the, I want to say it's the New 53rd. Like they have different like complete universes. So like now, if you look, pay attention to like the Marvel movies and things like that, people are so excited to explore the multiverse because they have all these different alternate realities. Like there's a series called What If for Marvel, so it explores like what if this happened instead of like this. So say maybe. Like in the Marvel universe, what if Peter Parker's Uncle Ben, what if he didn't get killed? Then this could have happened. Maybe he would have never became Spider-Man or something.
Oh, that's nice.
So they just, that's essentially what it is. Yes, they have the true maybe origin stories of Superman and Lois Lane,
have the alternate
but then they have
endings.
like where someone else took over and put their spin on it. So that's why you
Okay.
see like different.
And that's what we have.
different-
Like we have the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but that's not the only storyline for Spider-Man
Cool.
because they have this other one out with the young kid.
Correct,
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually like him better as Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he seems cool,
personally.
yeah.
I would say with movies, so that's why a lot of times people get annoyed with movies when it comes to comic books, is because what you may recognize as just the true Spider-Man or
Right.
Superman story, sometimes they may explore something different in a movie with a different comic line, and that's what happens. So
Honestly, I like it. I like the diversity. But back to this, because the original thing was his son being bi. And one of the questions that came up was, do you think homosexuality is forced into children's shows now? So shows or movies? So that's the real question we're getting to here.
Yeah.
Are y'all waiting for me?
no, I was saying
I do think...
You want me to go?
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
go. I do think it's forced in a way. Maybe not forced, but I think maybe it's all happening too much too late. There we go. Like, if they were gonna have representation, they should have had it already back then. But obviously, you don't even have a lot of Spanish people on TV, a lot of Black people on TV. So it's like, I get why sexual orientation was a big deal. They weren't going to have homosexuality or bisexuality on television.
But
Like, I get that.
That's the time that you were supposed to do it,
Right.
though.
That was the time, but they
Yeah,
weren't doing it.
right.
So I feel like now they want to be so inclusive, and now it's just like
Yeah.
every single thing coming out.
They're trying
it's
to
like,
catch up.
Let's try to put some type of like gay person in there,
Yeah.
or lesbian, or
Yeah.
whatever. So, but in terms of children's shows, like I remember this came up with Sesame Street, when they were gonna have like a gay couple on Sesame Street, and there was a talk show, The Real. I don't know if you guys heard of The Real, but like they were saying how, why can't you just let kids be kids, and why can't parents have that conversation with their children before a child just sits down on their own and sees homosexuality? Like, let them just see a regular couple and let the
Yeah.
parents behind the scenes have that talk with them. But not every parent is really having that talk with their children, because they're probably closed-minded and don't want to expose their child to that. So how else would this child get exposed to that if not on television? So that's my only thing.
Right.
Anybody else?
I feel that way too, but I also feel like being that the way we were raised, like our age group, there was no like, no spoon feeding or anything like that. It wasn't anything at all. It had little subtle things that just kind of went over our heads. But now that we're older, we look back, we're like, yo, that was like blatantly in our face.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like scary, but
yeah.
now it's just kind of like
In your face.
Yeah, it's just like there's no median. It's just like, all right, Superman's son is fucking bisexual, and the thumbnail that you're gonna see of that is him making out with another guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no like warm up, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not even warming me up to it. Like
Yeah.
it's not even like a rumor to me. It's just like, oh shoot, like he's really kissing a guy.
And
You didn't even let me fantasize about it. This little fly,
There is a fly here. You saw that, right?
like.
You scared of flies now?
Yeah, you didn't see the
Well,
fly?
not scared, but I'm just
No, but
like-
it was pretty thick. It's a chunky one.
I'm just like,
It's like-
we were here for a while. And like,
I never saw
he
it.
did not decide to fly until now. But
The
ready.
OD
It's ready for its
ADD moment right now.
definitely.
No, but you're right.
Yeah.
And I feel like kids now, they're just gonna be so desensitized to shit. This right here, we're watching it right now. Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, right? And it's like, even as an adult, there's so much sex in this show that's just in your face. And I watch it and I'm like not even affected by it. I'm just like watching it. There's boobs, there's ass, there's so much sexual
So when we were
conversation.
younger, that stuff was hidden.
And I like that it was hidden. I like being a kid.
Parental control, like, do they even still have that now?
I don't think so. I mean, on YouTube probably, and you can like set the settings, but I feel like it's so much everywhere in your face that it's
Yeah.
like what you can try to control it, but your child's still gonna be exposed to it in some way.
And it's not hard to get, like, you can accidentally click on that. And then you know, who knows, like your little kid or nephew or anybody can just be
Yeah.
watching it.
I don't. In terms of that, I mean, there are gay people in this world, so it's like the child should be exposed to it.
Yeah.
But maybe
What's the right way to expose it to
what's the
them?
right way, and why do we think? I don't.
And
think
what
it's,
age? When?
I don't think it's bad, but maybe because I didn't really have that growing up, I'm probably like that's what's making me hesitant about it.
I feel like that's what it is
Because
too.
I am open to it, but I guess because my childhood just didn't have that. Like,
Yeah.
and I had family members in my family. I have gay people, but even they weren't like in our faces about like I didn't even find out my uncles were gay until I was like 13 years old.
Okay.
I had no idea. My father was like, "You didn't even know," and I'm like, "No," because they never even acted a certain way in front of us. So it was just kind of like.
That's so crazy. I've seen, because I saw women's parts when I was very young. You know, younger than 7, 6.
Yeah.
But I also knew gay men that were open and flashy and like cross-dressed and things like that. I saw that too when I was really
Yeah,
young.
I didn't see that growing up.
Yeah,
Although I
because
saw that
Madonna
movie.
was a huge star, and like all the gay
Yeah,
dudes were
Madonna.
dressed like Madonna. So I saw that like a lot growing up, especially in the 80s, the early 90s. I saw that a lot. So that's just, I don't know.
The first movie I saw that put me onto like cross-dressing, I guess, was you ever heard of Tu Wong Fu?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze. You ever
Movie's
heard
funny.
of it?
Tu
Patrick
Wong Fu,
Swayze,
thank you
Wesley
for everything.
I
Snipes.
heard of
Julie
Patrick
Newmar.
Swayze, but not
Wesley
that movie.
and John
John
Leguizamo.
Leguizamo.
That movie is hilarious, by the way. The three of them, they are I don't want to say cross-dressers or transvestites. I don't know.
Transgender. I don't.
They weren't transgender,
well,
but
drag
they
queen.
didn't have. They were drag queens.
Say
Well,
drag.
They were gay men. They were drag queens. The movie's great. You should watch it. But yeah, that was my first time seeing it, and for me, it was like I was a child. I was watching it with my sister. I just thought it was a funny movie. So I wasn't even thinking about it anyway, which is probably how kids now don't look at it any type of way either. Like they're probably looking at it like, okay, this is just on television, and they're not making a big deal.
And most shows now, there's a transgender person, there's a gay person.
Something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's pretty normalized. So
They're trying to normalize it, and you know what?
it's been
I get it.
normalized. I don't think they're trying. I think it's pretty
But now
normalized
it's like more on TV.
Yeah.
Which is we probably wouldn't have seen that before.
Because I feel like at one point it was like, you wasn't seeing enough blacks on
Right.
in certain roles.
Yeah.
Then it was like, all right, you're not seeing any gay people. Now we're in the trans.
Now we're in the trans
phase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next is gonna be like what? I don't even know. Like,
We'll think of something. I'm sure we will think of something because we are always thinking of something. The only point I wanted to make about the children thing, one more thing, is that a lot of times children, like we put our own, what's the word? Judgments or prejudices onto our own children too. So like I was saying, like a child can watch it and they don't think anything about it. But if their parents are like, "Why are you watching that? We don't watch gay people. Like, we don't, you know what? We don't believe in that."
That can affect
the child. So I feel like it's definitely fine. Let it be on TV, but it really depends on the kind of parents that child has. Are they going to be open to having that conversation and having those shows playing in the household? You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like we're moving into like a world where like you just have to be open minded, at least. Like, you can't be closed-minded.
But we're still so closed-minded at the same time. It's the weirdest thing. And
it's a contradiction. So it's like a push and pull, because like we live in a routine at the same time, and like we're trying to like break out of old habits. You get what I'm saying? So it's like
just like an evolution of thought.
We're all walking contradictions, bro.
Did you have anything? Sorry. Like, no.
Yeah, we just kind of like...
No, that's okay. I feel like you covered it. I think it's important to have representation, and if like kids, I know gay people, but I feel like a lot of them say that they feel it at an early age. So if they see it at an early age, it'll be normalized for them, and they won't feel, out of place or alone. Exactly. So sure. On one hand, okay, maybe it is a little forced, but on the other hand, I guess this is a new generation, of openness, and it's important to be inclusive. So I see both sides.
That's true.
Did you have something you wanted to add?
No, nothing like that. I mean, it's just one of those things where are most kids even gonna understand fully what's going on? That's not
the point. It's the point of just planting the seed.
It you can plant the seed, but I don't know. Just going for myself, growing up, I knew what kids were gonna be gay when I was 4 years old. I knew what kids were gonna grow up to be gay.
At 4 years old?
Yes. Because they were gay. They were gay then. They acted fucking gay.
But how do you
At 4?
Yes.
4 years in.
I don't remember.
Yes.
I don't even remember when I was 4.
There's kids that I know that were very feminine,
sure you were
very
5
girly.
or 6?
Yo, in elementary school, and they grew up to be gay. Like, flaming
Okay,
gay.
but you see, my thing is like at 4, how did you even know
what
the
gay
difference?
was?
What gay was? What straight was?
I just told you, I saw it growing up. I recognized everything.
With the feminine.
Like you felt like they were different from you. Like if
no,
you saw
I
a boy
knew what
acting,
gay was when I was young.
But how? Your mom? Did she tell you?
It was just around. Like, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't never like, it was just there since I was a kid. I knew about all this stuff as a child. Like, I don't want to say no one's name, but I know there was one kid that lived, and he had an older brother, and he was younger, and he used to act super feminine then, like super girly, and everyone like he was gonna be gay. Grew up and he was gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't just a one person, but it happened to multiple people. Okay. But we all as kids knew what gay was. Like, it wasn't no, you know what I mean? I mean, we grew up in an era where you could call someone gay as like a diss. You know what I mean? So that was something that we just threw around like all the times. And it was just, it is what it is. Yeah. So we knew. It just wasn't maybe, I don't know. I can't remember any time on TV if I saw it like just that, but I saw it in real life.
Okay. Well, speaking of inclusivity, Dave Chappelle definitely where's the clap? Definitely included transgender people in his jokes in his latest stand-up show. Was that a good transition? I feel like that was a good transition. So we had questions. So let's get to it. I mean, this has been spoken about a lot, so I don't think we got to spend too much time on it.
It's been trending
But I
lately.
think for the people who didn't watch, who listened to us, because I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a lot of my friends who listen to Dave Chappelle unless they're my guy friends. All my guy friends do. But a lot of women don't. And I feel like a lot of women probably read the things on social media and ran with it, and now they don't fuck with him and they won't even listen to it. So we can probably just put people on. No, we can just put people on to like what the real message was behind the jokes. So, can somebody else go first?
All right, let's ask. All right, so Gabby never watched Dave Chappelle, right? So we gave her a homework assignment to try to watch it.
She tried.
And wait, try to get, use close to the microphone. There you go. And what did you think about watching it? Just your honest opinion.
Just of him in general. You can just.
I mean, honestly, I feel like he was kind of abrasive, which I see why people enjoy him. Like, he's a fun comic. And I definitely understood the point. Like, I watched 40 minutes of it, and I think maybe I misunderstood the point, but I think ultimately he thinks that Black people in this country are less than gay people. Like, they're held to a lower standard versus gay people, which is his perception. I don't know if you guys agree. But, I mean, I think both minorities need to be brought up. You know, I think both need to be respected and not killed, not bullied, whatever. You know, it was hard to hear him kind of bash them, but I understand the point, and I think he needs to be validated, because what he said, I feel like the most poignant thing he said was, you could like kill a Black person, but don't, you know, disrespect or like make fun of a gay person, which like honestly is a pretty sad thought. You know, it's sad that that does happen in this country. So yeah. I agree. Is that the point? That
that was definitely the point.
That's basically the point of everything. Yes.
Which I thought was really sad. But that is, if that's his reality or your reality, I think that needs to be validated.
Yeah. And just to add, like what he said is like, gay people are minorities, but like specifically he was talking about white gay people too. Like, they're a minority until they have to be white again. Yeah. And then they use their white privilege. And it's like, that's not fair. So it's like, now imagine if you're gay and Black, like you really have...
Right.
You have
nothing to really stand on now.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
you're
exactly.
Black and you're gay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But now if you're white and gay, it's like you get a pass.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
So yeah, I mean that's really the main thing I have to say about that.
That's the takeaway. It's like we were talking about the other day. It's you can't turn your skin color off.
Yeah.
No matter how hard some people try, you can't turn that off.
My theory is the people who are really like deep down butthurt about this are the ones that we just spoke about.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you.
The ones who. The ones who have privilege but don't want to accept it.
Exactly.
That, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them too.
So they're probably offended that he said this.
Of course.
But like, it's because he's insulting them.
Exactly.
So that's
exactly.
But then I saw another great point where someone said they want to be treated like equals and be included. But now you can't be the brunt of the joke when a comic is making jokes about you. He makes jokes about everyone.
Yeah, like nobody.
It's not like he doesn't just single out.
Yeah,
right.
He made a joke about it at one special, and they, out of all the jokes he made, they went the hardest and got the maddest about. So then he went back and made a whole another special talking about it. So it's like you want equality. There's jokes about Black people,
of course,
white people, like everyone gets jokes, Jewish jokes,
especially
like, you know what I'm
by
saying, Asian
that,
jokes.
Actor Godfrey.
Yeah.
He makes fun of everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone.
And he's hilarious. I actually think he's hilarious because he's so like intelligent with his jokes too. It's like, it's amazing. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Everyone gets made fun of.
So everyone gets made fun of, and it's like you want to have this equality, but then when I don't think any of the jokes that he made were malicious where it would cause people to want to cause physical harm to anyone that's gay or trans. His jokes weren't that, you know what I mean? So it's like you want to be included in everything. That's part of it, you know? Yeah. So that's what
His jokes are just harsh. They're harsh realities. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's being that type of comic in a super sensitive era. Like it's always going to be some type of backlash or anything like. So you got to kind of expect this.
Yeah, he just doesn't even care.
I don't tell him
really
like
does.
He really
That's
does not
fine.
care.
He's older. He can retire and be fine.
He's like, fuck this.
Yeah. He walked away from $50 million, like he said, from the Dave Chappelle show. Yeah. He walked away from being put in a dress. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it doesn't. To him, it's just he does what he loves to do, and he tells stories with it. It's not like he's just going up to just throwing out some random jokes. He's telling like stories and some thought behind it. That's why he's so great.
All right, so just piggybacking off of that topic, we have the Facebook post that you sent. It's kind of long, but I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
So one of my friends really got mad at me because she's trans and she's bad as fuck to the point it'll take you a little minute to even realize she's trans. but she really likes the guy I'm close with, and he's like a brother to me, and he liked her too. So I told her to tell him about herself, because that's not something you hide from someone. She said she wasn't telling him, and we got into a whole argument about it, because if it was anybody else, I wouldn't give a fuck. But this is like a brother, and I didn't want her to play with him like that. Like, at least tell him and let him decide for himself if he wants to fuck with you. So I told him since she wouldn't. And he chose not to fuck with her, and now she's mad at me, and all of a sudden I'm fake and a bad person, etc. But I was also looking out for her. Like, a lot of guys kill trans girls for hiding that, and I didn't want her to get hurt. And I also didn't want to do him dirty either, because he would have been pissed if he went to have sex with her and she still had a penis. So I just want to know, was I wrong? Did I overstep boundaries? I'm open to all opinions. So I kind of cleaned up some of the language because it was a little vulgar. I tried. Okay. On one side, no, because on one side, like, I don't know what that experience is like. I don't know what it's like to be trans. That must be such a hard world to navigate. It's just hard because it's like, you meet new people, you don't want to freak them out. You don't want, you connect with someone and then you tell them and now they don't want to, date you or be involved with you at all. And it's like, fuck, like, I'm just trying to live my life, my truth. I'm trying to be happy. Like, I wasn't happy one way. I'm trying to find my happiness this way. And now in me trying to find my happiness, I also have to, like, deal with backlash, deal with judgment, deal with people not wanting to be my friend, being grossed out, getting cursed out, getting beat up. It sucks. It's like, damn, like, me and you, luckily, we can be ourselves and we don't have that problem. Like, we don't know what it's like to be that other person. So I get why some people would want to wait and tell that news on their own. Like, they don't want someone else telling their secret, I guess, or whatever it is that they're going through. But since he was friends of both of them, if my friend was going to be in that situation, I think I would tell my friend.
Yeah, I would too.
I would tell my friend.
I would.
Yeah.
But here's where I throw the wrench in.
Okay.
It really depends on the type of friendship that I have with either one of these people. Like,
okay.
If I don't really fuck with this trans person, not to say it like that.
No, yeah, of course.
But the transgender person, then my loyalty is going to be with the person who's he or she is dating.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to tell them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why would I, if I have this knowledge, why would I keep my friend who's attracted to this person and vice versa? Why would I keep them in the dark about it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if they're into that, I still would like to let them know. Yeah. I mean, if they are into that, that's like, hey, I'm into that. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Like,
there are men who marry transgender people or women. Like, they don't care about that. Yeah. It's like, okay, you used to be a man, but you're not anymore. Fuck it. Like, I love you and we connect and you're the person I want to be with. So it's possible that your friend or that guy, well, he clearly didn't want to fuck with her, but
I think what sucks the most is like living in a world where like most people aren't open-minded enough to just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to just understand, you know what I'm saying? Like the majority of people in life just take it out of the dating world, like just on a regular basis. Like, if you can see, like, and I'm not even trying to be a dick here, but if you can see like the features and stuff, like, and physically see that this person is transgender, like, the average person is gonna have some type of prejudice or some type of judgment towards them or some type of like,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so I don't know. It just sucks. Like,